What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So, many of you know I have been covering this whole situation with Tia Mowry, and most of us as men have been interested post-divorce. And of course, we have not heard much of anything, if not at all, from Cory Hardrick. He has seemed to accept what has happened. He has moved on with his life. He's probably happy as hell without her, and everything is going on jovial. But Tia Mowry makes a very dedicated effort to keep talking about the dating market after the divorce, how she's unhappy with men. There are certain little stiff jabs at Cory Hardrick, and how she's so glad about being a single mother, and how she doesn't need anybody else, and she's doing things for me. I'm dressing up for me. And I never understood, why is that so important? Because most people, when they get a divorce on their Instagram, they would just, hey, give us some time to breathe. Our family is going through this. You don't see it with Jeezy. You don't see it with Jeannie Mai. Nobody's doing this. Tia Mowry makes a specific effort to do this, and now it makes sense. You wanna know why Tia Mowry is doing this? Tia Mowry has just announced a new reality TV show about her post-divorce life, okay? So, what does this really mean? She has garnered so much attention living in misery, and it has nothing to do with the fact that people even love Tia Mowry. What does she do? She doesn't do anything anymore. She's not on television anymore. She doesn't really make movies anymore, if she's ever made movies. But one thing that she can monetize is the hurt and pain of single women. There are a lot of single moms out there. There are a lot of women who have been in, relationships that didn't quote unquote serve them. So here is the market. And you even see people doing this, in music. Look at Sierra, Beyonce. Most of the chicks are single or have been in miserable relationships. So let us market to this audience. So what she wants to do is to keep the whole sneak dissing of Cory Hardrick alive, so she can cash in about her post-divorce life. So damn, I got some success with him. I'm gonna keep monetizing this guy after I've divorced him. I just have one question to you as men. What would happen if you as a man did that? You're a very famous man. You're a black man. You got on your Instagram throwing shots at your ex-wife, talking about how you didn't need her, how you're getting your power back, and you're gonna make a show about how you're doing now in the market, how everything is going fairly well in the market. You have your good days, your bad days. Do you know that women would hate you around America if you did that? If Cory Hardrick was to really open up how many women are in his DMs now since Tia Mowry isn't, she'd be hurt by that. How many women want him? Liking the post of, let's say, your ex-wife wasn't that cute. You need somebody hot like me. He would be petty like that. It would be ratings, right? But women would hate that. Because why? Some people are doing anything for money. And let me tell you what I'm talking about here and why this is so dangerous to society. If a man were to do that, we would call him out. We would say that's petty, all right? Even though it would be funny. As a woman doing that, we definitely know it's petty. But what they are doing is they're not realizing that the women that you're doing this for, while you're trying to get your money on, you don't understand you're keeping women extremely single. Tia Mowry is rich. She has access. There are so many women out there that do not have access. And I'm pleading for this all over the world, not just in America, especially when it comes to black women. Do you know how much help black women really do need? And we've been going around telling them that they don't need help. They don't need a man. They don't need this and they don't need that. Yes, they do, okay? Everybody needs help. I don't know why we're getting off thinking that we don't need help. You don't need women in your society. You don't need men. My GM is a woman, okay? Let me never be as foolish enough to ever say, you don't need women in your community. Yes, you do. That might have been maybe like 10 years ago or 11 years ago when I didn't have a full experience about life. But in relationships, if you can get a good wife or a good partner, it means a whole big difference. Yes, it does. Just like having a really good, faithful friend makes a big difference. A great business partner makes a big difference. All of that makes a big difference. What are you talking about? So let's celebrate ladies who in society need the most help generally in any country. Let's celebrate the fact that you also don't need somebody and just serve yourself. And let's bask in this level of loneliness, which is not the case, because to produce that show, Tia Mowry needs help. There's a producer, their editors, their investors, Everybody has help except for the women you guys are selling this stuff to, which is ridiculous. Every woman cannot be a damn Tia Mowry and Oprah Winfrey. All right? Just like everybody can't create their own job. Many of us are thankful to Instagram creators and YouTube because, hey, if not for this, we might be doing something completely different. We all need someone. But Tia Mowry doesn't care about that. Let's monetize the fact that I myself can't get anybody. Let's monetize the fact that I'm complaining about the dating market, that guys don't want to date me that I want, that I let a decent husband go away because he wasn't serving my self-interest. And let me put that out there to the world because women want to buy it, they want to hear it. And you're leading them down the wrong path. Meanwhile, and you know a lot of these ladies will be, I mean, obviously you'll have some whites, but you're gonna have a lot of blacks. When you see these other groups of ladies who don't buy into this, the Hispanic community, the Asian community, Indians, then you sit back and wonder, well, why do they have things and that we don't? Why are we at the bottom? I'll tell you why we're at the bottom. Because we have people a part of the programming. Let's use a respectful ex-husband. Let's continue to insult him. And we always talk about how black men are not respectful. We always talk about how black men don't love black women. What do you say about Cory Hardrick then? Not saying he's perfect. Not saying he hasn't made mistakes. He has probably made mistakes, a lot. We all make mistakes. But where have you seen that man tear that lady down as much as she's done to him? And then to monetize him, use him a part of the content to continuously insult him in the show by throwing little sneak disses. She don't need to say his name. She talk about how she's doing good for herself. She doesn't need anybody. That's pretty much saying that he was worthless. Whether you want to agree to it or not, that's what she's saying. Now, how many black men in America, like Devon Franklin, even though I really don't care a whole lot about Devon Franklin, I'm gonna be honest with you. Devon Franklin was a very cordial guy with the Megan Good thing. To be fair to her, she didn't really say a lot about it either. But for sure, Devon Franklin handled it with a certain level of class and dignity and respect. What did he get from that? When I saw black women from the African American community, this is how he handled it. The guy went out on a male guy's trip after his divorce, kind of, to wind down. I've never heard so many women call this man, he's a homosexual. Look at him. He didn't even deserve to have her last name. Why did she change her last name to his? I have never seen that level of disrespect for a man that stuck with a lady he probably was unhappy with the last two to three years of his life. Then you talk about how respectful these black men need to be to black women. And then when they are, here's the insult that some of them are getting, a lot of them are getting insulted for their efforts. Then when you talk about they don't want to marry sisters or they want to go somewhere else, well, how would you feel then, all right? Let's put it into perspective as a woman. We're not saying that this is everyone. You saw a good number of men. You're a good wife, not perfect. Your husband divorces you, and then your husband mocks you almost every day on Instagram in some way about how he does everything for himself. He's happy in his life right now. He then goes and monetizes a hit show, largely talking about how his life has moved on away from you and that you're really worthless for the most part. As a mate, how would you feel about that? And would you be very interested in getting married again if you knew this was starting to become the norm in society? No, you would not, okay? So what would be the point of you being a good woman? You would be like, you know what? I'm going back to the streets, probably. F these dudes. I don't care about them. I'm looking out for myself, right? Wouldn't that be the smart thing to do? You probably would feel that way. Not all of you, but you probably would feel a little bit dejected. What you should feel, dejected, all right? Now, this man has not become dispirited because of this. He still showed his respect. What respect does she have for anybody? None. It is the most disrespect that a woman can give a man who spent many years with you trying to be with you. No wonder why nobody's interested in her now. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.